What is up, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to On the Bench with Pete, the series you put on in the background whilst you hobby or paint along with me. Now, you're basically just hobbying and I'm hobbying and talking, so together we get stuff done. This is our opportunity to paint our stuff, build our stuff, whatever we're doing. We're getting projects finished and done and off the bench so the next one can come on. That's how it works. That's what we're doing, and I've got so much on my bench here, but yeah, it's all good. I've got some Catachan jungle fighters which I'm interested to start working on, and yeah, I've still got stuff to do for my aliens, my Get Away From Her expansion models, and my zombicide stuff. Imperial Guard, Master Retarder, yeah, it's all there. Anyway, if you're new to this series, this is where you just put me on in the background and casually do your hobby. We'll hobby together. It's kind of like, you know, meeting up and doing the hobby. Like some clubs do that, well, they used to back in the day. Sort of meet up and you paint together, you hobby together, and you chat. I know with us it's because you're watching and listening, rather, it's a bit of a one-way chat, but that's okay because I'm good at rambling anyway. So grab your glues, brushes, models, paints, whatever you need, tea, coffee, some other beverage or snack. Let's get to the bench. Right, here's where we're at. I think I got some different glasses to try out because my other glasses are at home in the house because I'm building actually an Imperial Knight back there, and yeah, so I've got work to do on that. And once that happens, then there'll be Imperial Knight content on here. As you can see, I've got well, you can sort of see there. I've got the beginnings of my horde on my bench. We're going to start on my Catachans though. We are, and so I'm going to look for a suitable paint, which I do by just simply swiveling around and just opening a suitable drawer. Right. So I've got Bugman's Glow, which is quite a typical. It can be a typical base coat. Oh, I've got Catachan Flesh. No, I don't. Actually, no. What I'm going to do is I'm just reaching over. I'm grabbing my box. See, they're using Talon Flesh for the flesh there, which is essentially Bugman's Glow. But I suspect Catachan Flesh might be just as good. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you into a little secret here and now. I'm going to do more than one box of Catachan Jungle Fighters. And the reason for that is because I don't think one unit of 10 is enough. If you're sending a group of guys to a alien world, jungle world, it could be like a very inhospitable place, couldn't it? And so I don't think one unit is going to cut it. So what I'm going to do here, my friends, if you'll just bear with me. Alright, I'm going to pop some drying retarder, 2 drops in here. I'm considering getting out the old wet palette thing again. I don't normally use them. I'm not a fan of them, but if I'm going to be doing tutorials more so in the future, I think I'm going to have to get back into it, because you know, drying times, you could be wasting paint in between. If you're wanting to get a load of work done on a model in one day, then I really think you're going to be needing to so if I can get that done there. So here we are. So looking at him, yeah, he does look like he is in a vest of some kind. I'm not overly worried at this stage. It's the first base coat, so I'm not overly worried about tidiness. And that's okay. Been watching a lot of tutorials lately from a whole variety of people, and there's going to be, I don't know how it's going to work out with you know, scheduled upload times, because by the time you see this it might have already happened, but there's going to be, at this stage, you know, several more YouTube channel of the weeks for the recommendations, where I can direct you to some really cool channels if you don't know of them already. I always think that's a cool thing when you discover a new channel. I think it's good. I do anyway. So I get the skin done on this. These guys, I loved building these. Quite versatile in the options for build. I mean, not as versatile as some, but more versatile than others. These guys are muscly dudes. I'm thinking of getting some Ogrins as well. You could take some Ogrins with them. I was talking on a chill with patrons actually about some ideas for a story behind what I could base a narrative campaign or games on, and some interesting thoughts ran through my mind during the conversation, some of which I shared. So be interesting for sure. Now this dude is wearing a bandana, so don't have to worry about hair. Though that said, gonna have to worry about his bandana at some point. That's okay. There we go. The first coat of skin on a Catachan jungle fighter. So that's one. Now we got this one. This dude's fun looking. He's like holding a grenade, I think. Yeah, looks like it. Let's get his face done first. Huh. Pretty cool. So, guys, you know, if you're watching this at the time of recording, which is like a month ago, It will be over a month ago by the time you see this. Job is going very well. You know, able to get the hours in now, and pay some bills. You know, so, which is always a good thing. We can get stuff done. We're looking to get, you know, various home improvements done, some of which we can do ourselves, some of which we'd rather not. Now, personally, when it comes to electrics, I always let someone else do it because, you know, you can't, I don't know, I just got this thing, you can't see electricity, like, say like you can with plumbing. You know, you can see water when it's flowing, like out of a pipe or whatever, so you know what you need to do, you know. I'm really simplifying this, but I think you kind of get what I'm on about. Whereas electricity, you can't. And I don't know. Electricity scares me. Obviously, it wouldn't if I was like an electrician or something like that, but I'm not, so, you know, I'm not taking the chance. Alright, so we're getting this bit done, and then we'll be able to apply a wash. I'm just going to do this, you know, the old-fashioned way. This is good. Yeah. Oh yes. Because these bods they're muscly. They got muscle. Yeah, they've been training hard all their lives. They're the Catachan jungle fighters. They're pretty badass. They're hardcore. And I like that. Oh, and something else I want to be building up as well is the rest of my Astra Militarum. I want to get into reading Gaunt's Ghosts and that whole saga, and I want to get the Gaunt's Ghosts models. It would be nice to have models straight from the book. That'd be awesome. Or the books, because it's quite a few of them, isn't there? Gaunt's Ghosts. There we are. So I'm getting the skin done on my Catachan jungle fighters. Actually, when I'm done here, I could quickly go in and get my Imperial Knight seat, which is what I was in the process of doing. For the build. Whoops. Yeah, these dudes been seriously working out. I've got Sly Marbo as well, and he can join that, but he works alone. Sly Marbo. He isn't like part of a team. He works solo, but I could still have him on board. Sly Marbo could come in at a later date, so these dudes could sort of, I don't know, scope out the place, check it out for hostiles, blah blah blah. You know how it is. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit. The more I can zoom in, I think the better. Don't you? So yeah, these guys are going to be so awesome. I did put a thing on Twitter, like asking where the rules for these guys are. Someone said they're in the Astra Militarum Codex. No, they're not in mine. But I do have a very old Astra Militarum Codex. I should really get a updated one, but you know, that's fine. I will do eventually. Hand on the butt of the gun there. Right, so that's him done. So that's 4 down. Like I say, these guys were an absolute blast to build. Now there's some new to me anyway, that I've seen Cadian shock troopers models out, which is cool. I'm quite interested in. I've seen some. Especially seeing how my Cadian troopers lacking quite a bit in numbers, so I might look at getting some of those guys. To bolster my current numbers. There we are. Nice. Yeah, these guys are the business. And they mean business too. I used to think Astra Militarum were boring. I did, to my shame. But they are not. They're so not. Right. Well, I've done 5. Let's do this fellow, shall we? This is the one with the shades on. I mean, how cool is this dude trying to look? I mean, it's great. Some of them have got their studded wristbands, bracelet things. It's kind of cool for close quarter combat, I guess. Meleeing. That's that done. So that's 6 down, 4 to go. We're doing well, gentlemen. This is going to be a good section, layer, phase done. Yeah, so going to be a good. Look at the muscles on this dude. He's just freaking awesome. He is the dogs, man. He really is. Love the definition on the muscles of these guys. Very defined. You know, they're super fit fighting force there. Yeah, I mean, look at the old wet palette situation for painted shores. I think I've seen some painting tutorials where they've got a camera on their palette, as it were, and I think that's quite cool. Free to go. We want to get these down before the paint dries up. I know we've got drying retarder on it, but yeah, this is pretty awesome. So I haven't really said much, have I? So the job's going well, so that's all good. My wife's job's going really well too, so we're in a good place right now. I must admit, I was a little concerned as time was pressing on between assignments, but it's like, no, keep the faith. you're going to be getting the next assignment, you know, any day now, and I did. It's just like, yeah, okay. Used up all the holiday pay to just cover, you know, the time that I was waiting in between. And I was very glad they were able to do that, because meant I had some income still. You know, the holiday that I'd accrued. Okay, so this dude here. I wonder if they're going to be updating the Catachan jungle fights as well. Not that there's anything wrong with the ones we've got here. I think they look awesome. Absolutely amazing. You'd have thought I'd be into painting models like I am. I wouldn't have had me pegged for this hobby, you know. You'd have said to me years ago, I would have said, well, yeah, I'd like to, but I can't paint, so... I'm not saying I'm an amazing painter by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying I think I'm good enough to satisfy my own standards. But I wouldn't have thought that years ago. I would have said, oh no, I'm not good enough and all that. I think I'm doing an alright job now though. I enjoy what I do and how I do it. Sometimes I think to myself, oh, I'd like to push myself a little bit more on this one with a certain technique and so on. And I enjoy that. So there we go. Ray. So there's Muscle Man. Brings me onto the last one. I don't think... Oh, I don't know actually. Yeah, I would say he was... Yeah, this dude is bare-chested. So that's alright, we'll just... paint him up that way. It's only a base coat anyway, so... You know, there's only... I was surprised it went this far actually. So I wasn't expecting to be able to do all the models in the kit with the little bit of paint I put on the palette here. But that's good. That's good. There. I've got to look now. Is there any one else? But these will be getting another coat of a flesh tone. Probably go with Cadian flesh tone after, just because. Just washing my brush out. There. So that is these dudes done on that. I'm just gonna have some coffee. I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit so you can see more of them there. You can see them there, they're all sort of together. So I know I've got that. So like I said, I'm only seeing one guy with a bare chest, so yeah, that's fine. So they're using Dark Angel's green. This is a Caliban green, which is probably a good call. Dark camouflage, and then I could do some lighter colour on it. Got some brown. We'll see on that one. We'll see. What time have we got here? Half an hour. Well, half an hour gone already. I noticed on the bench I edited, I had to edit out quite a big chunk of sort of silent gaps and so on. And it took the video down to like 40 odd minutes, I think it was in the end. So, oh gosh, yawning there. So, you know, it's not always an hour long. These Cadian shock troopers, I can do some more work, and I'm going to do some of the leather on their some of their things, and then some highlights on the fatigues. So I think I'll go back to Zandri Dust, and then some Ushabti Bone after. Oh, coffee's good, man. And some Strachan Green to highlight some of the armor plating. Gonna do that. It's all good. I'm gonna put these guys in with my Astra Militarum, the rest of them anyway, because I just think they look awesome, and they are part of it. Really, I do have that in mind. So, yeah, I do want to do some work on the zombicide. So what I'm going to do, I think, is to move these guys to one side now. That's what I'm going to do. So I won't be doing any more work on the Catachans in this video. But I am glad I managed to get that sort of section done. I'm going to put some of these paints back in the drawer. Excuse me. This is what I've got to do, because yeah, loving the matte black I've got. I've got matte white somewhere as well, though not using that at the moment. It's funny is that I got white and black in the same drawer, but yeah. XV88. Right oxide, I've used that. Oh, I think I'm going to be using Scrag Brown, aren't I? If I can find it. Well, I suppose I could use Blood Claw Brown. Got Morn Fang Brown, which is a similar Scrag Brown. There we go. I think I could also use Blood Tracker Brown. Well, this is quite interesting. I'm going to use Scrag Brown, I think, for the Cadians. Don't mean they've all got leather bits on them, but we'll just see what we have got here. Turn my palette around. Could use Mornfang Brown. In fact, I think I will use Mornfang Brown on them first. tiny bit of, well, 1 drop of drying retarder. That goes in there. Ta! Mix this up. Just a teeny tiny touch of water. We're good to go. Alright, so going to use a Artmaster 2.0 brush now. Yeah. So I'm just working on the pouches now. Yeah, so this is okay, it's not bad at all. It's going really well. Zoom in a bit more, I think, now. No. That way. Yes, sir. We want to zoom in that way. This is the old style of on the bench, isn't it? This camera angle. Oh, I quite like it, actually. Maybe going back to this for the tutorials. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. You know, I don't miss my monitor that I used to have at all. It kind of stopped working, and you know, I really don't miss it. Right, so that's first Cadian done with his leather. We've got a sword scabbard to do, really. That's alright. Yeah, that's fine. So we're kind of spoilt now with what to watch. We've got so much we can watch, and wow, what an amazing thing it is. You know, we've got the option of watching all these amazing series and things. Like I say, we watched CSI Miami the other day. I really enjoyed it. I suppose I like the setting, the sunny place. The sun always makes me feel good. I know it's not always going to be like that, but you know, you watch things like CSI New York. It's usually raining, isn't it? In that one, it usually is. I'll do his chin straps later. We'll come back and do those. That's fine. For now, for the purpose of this, just getting these leather bits done, and that's really good. Yeah. Some birds making some strange noises out there. It says, I find it comforting listening to birds. I don't know about you, but I do. I find it comforting. Big comfort. Well, so far they've all got leather on. I think they might all have leather on. Well, how's about that? This chappie's got more than most, I would say. I've been watching, I don't know if I've told you on this one, I've been watching a lot of tutorials by various channels and people. Really just seeing what's out there, you know. So what's people doing? What are they up to? And how are they doing it? Which is always a good thing. So I'm on the first of my 2 days off today, which is nice. Got another day off tomorrow. Oh, yes. Oh, look, we're done on him. Yeah. Yeah, so these are the old school Cadian shock troopers, aren't they? But there are some new sculpts around, I think. With like shaven heads and all sorts of cool looking things. So I better get some of those dudes as well, because we like this. Variety is good. We can get some veterans actually. We can make them veterans. Rules wise, like I say, I haven't found anything yet. You could use them as standard shock troop, I suppose, stats, but surely they'd have an advantage in things like jungle terrain over their shock trooper brothers. You'd think they would anyway. So that's all them done on the leather stage on that particular paint. Isn't that good? Isn't that good? Yes, it is. It is good. So, what am I going to paint next? What am I going to work on? Well, let's move the Cadians over here. Right, let's take this zombie. All right. His headgear. I think we've done it, haven't we? Alright, so we'll just paint the belt. It's not too different of a colour, but it's just enough to break it up, if you know what I mean. Yeah? So he ready for a wash. That fellow. Oh, he needs his hair doing. Yeah, so we're at an almost ready stage for a lot of it here now. The warrior nun model, which is pretty fun looking actually, I have to say. Yeah, how's that looking? Looking alright, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. That's good. Okay. That. This fellow. I'm gonna do his headpiece. It's like some weird hat thing he's got going on here. I've been watching clips from different various movies lately because they I don't know about you, but sometimes for me they pop up on my YouTube feed and you think, oh yeah, I remember that scene, that was funny, you just watch it and A lot of clips popping up from Pulp Fiction. I shouldn't find them funny, but I do. Where Vince shoots Marvin in the face, I shouldn't find that funny, but I do find it hilarious. The fact that they're just driving along casually and he turns around to talk to him. And Samuel L. Jackson's character, I don't know if he goes over a bump in the road or what, but he just causes Vince to, which is played by John Travolta, to accidentally pull the trigger on the gun. Just blows his brains out. So they have to then get off the road and clean it all up, and just I like the interaction. Right. Here's outfit. Was this Mornfang Brown? Yeah. Mornfang Brown it is. We're having chips tonight. I think we're having fish and chips. From the freezer, not from a shop, but yeah. So it's one of my favourite meals. I do enjoy it because we have peas with it usually. I'm not worrying. I'm not fussing too much about these paint jobs because these are just cannon fodder basically for the zombies. They're going to be off the board, and no sooner are they going to be on the board, they're going to be off the board, and we'll take these guys out. So yeah. So here's my question to you then, talking about movie clips. What famous movie clips or scenes do you enjoy or find funny, or just like to remember from back in the day? Right, so there we go. I mean, Quentin Tarantino is, I think, a bit of a Marmite director. Like him or hate him. Not always the easiest to see. What is the clothing? Do you know that's my phone? I had no idea my phone was on loud. Did you know that? No idea. Well, I know now, don't I? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'll take some paints in for my Imperial Knight. The cockpit is what I'm working on. These rags are the remains of his robe, or not his robe, but his top. So that is what I'm going to paint them as, and whatever, if it's not, I don't care. Alright, so where are we at? 54 minutes. Well, I might call it a day. I'm just about done before my phone starts going off again. There's always notifications like, watch live show now. Most of the ones I'd like to watch happen at the wrong times, but yeah, oh well, you know how it is. So, yeah, let me know what movie scenes you like, particularly like some classic ones. You got any that come to mind? pop them in the comments below. I'd like to read that and perhaps reminisce a bit myself. Okay. His foot needs redoing. That's okay. I might have him stepping through blood. That's the great thing about zombies, isn't it? Any mistakes you make, or things that you weren't really intending on, or something you missed, just cover up with blood, can't you? Right, so I'm gonna zoom out now. So thank you for joining me on this episode of On the Bench with Pete. Really lovely doing it with you, having to put in the paint on my Catachan jungle fighters, just something on them. I know it's only the first layer of flesh tone, but it's something. They're on their way now. They're on the right road. They're on the path to redemption of being painted models. And yeah, and some more work on my Cadians, which was the all the leather stuff. I might go to Scrag Brown next on them. I might do. So that'll be that one. Yeah, it's a bit of a, I think it's the right way to go. Yeah, we'll do that next. And some more work on my zombies. So yeah, it's gradually happening. So thanks ever so much for joining me, guys. It's a real pleasure to be able to do these videos. I feel so fortunate, so blessed to be able to do them with you. And I know that you guys are hobbying along, and some of the stuff you guys are working on is just awesome. I've seen some amazing paint jobs out there lately and really enjoying it. I mean, YouTube is just, it's in the zone. It's in the right ballpark at the moment for me with hobby content. It really is cool. So remember, guys, all brushes lead to war. Like the video if you like it. Dislike if you dislike it. Share if you can. Check out my Patreon account where you get access to exclusive videos and other stuff. So yeah, all that remains to say is goodbye. Bye for now, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.